Well, as you can see, Logan Mize joins us today on KBEAR. How you doing, Logan?
Doing great, man. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic, but we're really excited that we get to see you in Arcadia, Nebraska on the 23rd. I guess you could call this a stadium show, right? I mean, you're playing the football stadium.
Oh, really?
You're on a football field.
Great.
Does that work?
That works. I'm excited.
We'll call it a stadium show.
Yeah.
How about that?
Perfect. Perfect.
It's all part of the Glenn's Last Ride tour. And man, you've been doing this for a few weeks. And when I saw on social media that you were taking off, heading down the road with your guitar and a 1989 station wagon, I didn't know what you were thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started in February. So first run was in February. Then we had kind of sporadic stuff through March. And towards the end of March, all the way through April, it was really busy. We were pretty much gone the whole month of April in that thing. So it's had some challenges. That car sat in a pasture for like 3 years. So
I didn't know that.
yeah. So I used to tour in it way back in the day, and it ran pretty good. But yeah, the mice chewed it up, and so we had to get some wires fixed and all that. So.
And that's Glenn, of course, is the station wagon.
Yeah, yeah.
How did the station wagon get its name?
It's a stupid story that sounds fake, but when I first got the car, my friend Blake and I were driving it. I was doing the album release tour for my 2012 album, Nobody in Nashville. Maybe that was 2011 or 12, either way. And we were driving, and we're just like having a great time, and he's like, a car like this needs a name. And so I was like, well, it's kind of telling me it wants to be a Glen with 2 N's, and I was joking around. It's just the first thing that popped in my head. And
it fits now.
Yeah. And so we showed up to play the Wareham Theater in Manhattan, Kansas. And I pulled around back and unloaded it. And I sent Blake around, my friend who I bought the car with, to park it in front of the Wareham. He's like, man, you're never going to believe this. You got to come see this. So I walk out the front door of the Wareham, and he had parked it right under a sign that said Glenn's Music, and it was spelled with 2 N's. And I didn't know that store was there. And I don't think he did either. So it was kind of one of those, like, I guess that's his name,
Oh, the acoustic tour is coming to Arcadia. You're going to get the chance to see Logan Mize and Dylan Bloom, and Tim Zock is going to rock out the night in the beer garden after Logan plays as well. So have you had any trouble with Glenn so far? I mean, you've put on quite a few miles in this 1989 station wagon. Yeah,
we've had several issues. I started smoking a little bit, and so I kind of assumed like maybe I needed to. It was getting hot, so I'll keep it short. I flushed the radiator out, and after I flushed the radiator out, thinking that would prevent it from overheating, I must have broke something loose. I don't know what happened, but then I blew a head gasket. Is what I've kind of like. I'm not a great mechanic, but it was smoking like crazy. So I had to run this head gasket sealer through it, and it kind of worked, and it stopped smoking, and it was running really good. And then last week we were coming home from Wisconsin, and I think I blew out the rear differential. So I'm trying to figure out if I need to figure out a rear end for it, or if I'm just going to push through and see what happens.
We are hoping and praying it makes it to Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So we better talk about music, because a while back you told me about an album that you recorded in an old schoolhouse in Kansas. Mm-hmm. And I think you're getting set to release some music from that.
Yeah, finally. So I was in Nashville for 13 years, and I left Nashville 8 years ago. So, no bad blood. The way Nashville operates is different from the way I wanted to operate. And, I've always been more independent. I had a couple major label runs, and it just didn't fit with me very well. And so we kind of had this wild idea, like, I'm always going back to Nashville to record, and it didn't quite feel like I wanted to really make the most independent album I could. And so we did it in an old schoolhouse in Kansas. in Cottonwood Falls, Kansas, actually. Set up in an old gym theater. Well, you know how they have like the area at the end of a gym that's kind of like set up for a band or whatever. Set up there, closed the curtain, and turned the whole school into a studio. So we had like the science room was the control room, and I was in like the principal's office, you know, for getting the guitars, and it was really cool.
What's the first single?
First single is called Great Big Hearts. Yeah. And some of the songs are brand new. Some of them are older that I'd written and wanted to put on albums before and just, you know, never did. And so it's kind of a hodgepodge of old and new songs.
Well, Great Big Hearts, if I remember from your social media, is coming out on the 22nd.
Yes.
The day before you're in Arcadia.
Yep.
And that'll be cool to have that one out there, and folks will have the chance to maybe study up on it, listen to it for a few hours before they get to hear you play it live. Yeah.
I'm excited. This is a really fun project. And, you know, the very first album I did in 2009 was completely independent. And then, you know, in it was 2010-ish, I kind of started getting involved with other publishing companies, independent labels, and, you know, trying to make headway in Nashville. And through all that, you know, I made some records I'm really proud of that turned out cool, but I never really fully did it my own way. There was always people, you know, good intentioned people I really like that were always kind of around influencing things. And I just really wanted to do it my own way. So I started my own label. That took a few months to get going. And this is going to be the very first release on my brand new label. So.
Well, I like the way you're doing things, Logan. I mean,
thanks, man.
It doesn't get any more independent than recording in an old schoolhouse and touring with a 1989 Chevy station wagon.
I know. I question my decision. I question my decisions sometimes, but yeah, we're bootstrapping it the old-fashioned way for sure.
I bet that station wagon still turns some heads, but maybe for a different reason than it did back in '89.
Yeah, I think so.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Well, Logan, we can't wait. May 23rd, get your tickets and enjoy Logan Mize on the football field in Arcadia. I can't think of many shows in Nebraska that happen on a high school football field.
Surely it's happened, right?
If not, you're playing the first one.
Cool.
Outside of Memorial Stadium, maybe.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
All right. May 23rd, get your tickets. Dylan Bloom's going to be there. Tim Zock's going to be there. All your KBEAR friends will be there. And, of course, Logan Mize. Thanks so much, Logan.
Yes, sir. Thank you.